April 10th, 2022, an explosion was heard in New York City's Times Square at about 6:47 p.m. on Sunday night. It was reported that these were manhole cover explosions, which occurred on West 43rd Street and Broadway.
Now to those frightening moments in Times Square this evening. You see there on your screen crowds running for safety after hearing what they thought was an explosion. It 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 was an explosion.
Set off a panic as thousands of people gathered in the popular tourist area.
Notice this video of a woman in Times Square during the explosion was posted at 10:39, which gives us the number 13, the number of rebellion. It also had 27 likes, or 2 sevens, which gives us the number 77, a reference to the lightning which fell from heaven. At the time of the post, the video had 1,263 views, which points to the 1,260 days, the 42 months, or 3.5 years that the Antichrist will rule. The clip is 32 seconds long, and Strong's Concordance lists G32 as Agelos, which means an angel or messenger. We have already connected this story with rebellion and the lightning which fell from heaven, which points to Satan in the phrase Barack Obama as found in Luke 10:18. Therefore, the reference to angels can only be pointing to the rebellious, fallen angels. In fact, the fires and explosions began at 6:47 p.m. and Strong's Concordance lists G647 as apostasion or apostasy, which means a divorce or repudiation, which comes from the root word ephistemi, which means to fall away and become faithless, to revolt. Remember the word used to describe the Nephilim giants that were engendered by the fallen angels in Genesis 6:4 is Nephil, which actually means fallers, rebels, apostates, and tyrants. Not only does this reference to apostasy point to the rebellious fallen angels who left their first estate, falling away and revolting against God, but it also points to the falling away that must take place before the Antichrist is fully revealed. This can be found in 2 Thessalonians 2:3, which declares, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition." Here's another video of the aftermath of the incident. Pay attention to the number on the police vehicle in the shot. The number on the police vehicle is 8666. The number 8 can be expressed as 4 plus 4, a reference to number 44, and 666 is the number of the beast, thus pointing us to number 44, Barack Obama, who will be revealed as the son of perdition, 666, after the apostasy or falling away occurs. According to reports by firefighters, elevated levels of carbon monoxide were found at an 18-story office building at 229 West 43rd Street.
Officials say there were elevated carbon monoxide levels at an office building at 229 West 43rd Street.
Carbon monoxide is a colorless, odorless, tasteless, flammable gas that is slightly less dense than air. Thermal combustion is the most common source of carbon monoxide. Since this deadly, invisible, and flammable substance, which is thin as air, was coming up from under the earth, this points to the fiery spirits of hell and the prince of the power of the air, rising. The number 18 gives us 666, the number of the beast. 229 is 2 plus 2 plus 9, which equals 13, the number of rebellion. The explosions were orchestrated to occur on 43rd. In fact, the land lot that the building is positioned on extends northward to 44th Street, connecting it with the number 44. It is important to note that on the corner of 44th Street and Broadway, there is an advertisement for the Lion King, which points to Obama, who associated himself with the Lion King.
Tonight, for the first time, I am releasing my official birth video. Let's take a look.
As it turns out, this building in Times Square formerly housed the New York Times. The reference to time connects back to the rebellious fallen angels and demonic possession of human beings.
Yes, it is. Time is on my side.
Not only that, but this building is now the headquarters for Yahoo. The name Yahoo hides a secret. In the previous video about the sacrifice of Dwayne Haskins, we saw a reference to the Tetragrammaton, Yod-He, Vav-He, which is the name of God. As for exactly how God's name may have been pronounced thousands of years ago, is not actually known. However, one possible pronunciation is actually Yahoo, as in Yahuwah. This points to the rebellious fallen one, number 44, Obama, declaring himself to be God.
Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth.
This explosion occurred on April 10th, which is the 100th day of the year. There are 265 days left, and 2 plus 6 plus 5 equals 13. Once again, the number of rebellion. April 10th marks the feast day of the third day of writing the Book of the Law, Thelema, the occult philosophy founded by Aleister Crowley. The word Thelema means will, from the verb thelo, meaning to will, wish, want, or purpose. In 1904, Crowley wrote that he had received the Book of the Law dedicated to him by an entity or fallen angel. This book was to serve as the foundation of the religious and philosophical system he called Thelema. Aspects of Thelema and Crowley's thought in general inspired the development of Wicca and, to a certain degree, the rise of modern paganism as a whole, as well as chaos magic and some variations of Satanism. This explosion caused chaos and panic in the streets of New York.
This EarthCam video shows the moment people began scrambling out of the area. The chaos unfolded just before 7 p.m.
The very first tenet of Crowley's Thelema is "do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law," meaning that adherents of Thelema should seek out and follow their true path by finding, determining, and manifesting their true will. This connects back to Will Smith, the Prince of Bel-Air, who we were told was possessed by the devil.
I want to represent magic, right? That you're in a universe and 2 plus 2 equals 4. 2 plus 2 only equals 4 if you accept that 2 plus 2 equals 4. 2 plus 2 is going to be what I want it to be. You know, and there's a redemptive power that making a choice has, you know, rather than feeling like you're at effect to all the things that are happening. Make a choice, right? You just decide what it's going to be, who you're going to be, how you're going to do it. Just decide.
For whatever reason, the devil got a hold of.
The explosion of the manhole occurred in Times Square. A Con Edison spokesperson said that the manhole fires were caused by cable failure.
Con Ed says a power cable failure led to an explosion and fire in a manhole.
Con Edison is an energy company. The word energy is a reference to the strength, vitality, or spirit that animates the body, the inner G, ghost, or spirit. Fire operations officially stopped at about 8:55 p.m. Strong's Concordance lists 8:55 as aphantos, which means to be made invisible, to vanish out of sight. This word is sometimes used as a reference to angels withdrawing themselves from human view, or in other words, a representation of an incorporeal spirit. A manhole is a small covered opening in the floor which allows a person to enter or exit an underground area. The manhole then is a reference to a portal or doorway to and from the underworld or hell. This connects back to the Oscars in The False Idol passing through Will Smith, the prince of the power of the air, the manhole, portal, or doorway. The word time is a reference to the Greek god Chronos, which actually means time. As we discussed earlier, this connects back to the fallen angels and demonic possession of their human hosts. It should be noted that Chronos led the Titans in a revolt against his father Uranus to take over the kingdom. This connects him with Satan and the rebellion, revolt, or apostasy of the fallen angels. Chronos was also later conflated with the false god Saturn, the Viking, sixth king, or sixth god, who we know is Satan as well. A square is sometimes called an L7, which is a term for describing someone who is not cool, or an enemy, a person who is not in your circle of friends. When the L in L7 is inverted, it becomes 77 and points to Libra 77, or Libra Oz, a book by Aleister Crowley. The number 77 connects to the Nazi SS and the Übermensch, or Superman, in the Sig rune, which represents the sun. The 77 also connects to the memorial that was left for Dwayne Haskins at Ohio State, with the O positioned just above the numbers 77. This points to Obama as the lightning from heaven, the Übermensch, or Superman. Remember, Dwayne played for the Steelers, and Superman is called the Man of Steel. Since the Sig rune represents the sun, this is why Superman gets his power from the sun, as he represents the sun god. Not only that, but notice we are told that the S is not an S at all, but instead represents hope, which is a reference to Obama's slogan of hope.
What's the S stand for? It's not an S. On my world means hope. Means hope. Means hope. Means hope. Means hope.
It's been you who fueled my dogged faith in our future, even when the odds were great, even when the road is long. Hope in the face of difficulty. Hope in the face of uncertainty. The audacity of hope.
Barack Obama. Contrary to the rumors that you've heard, I was not born in a manger. I was actually born on Krypton and sent here by my father, Jor-El, to save the planet Earth. Save the planet Earth. Save the planet Earth.
This explosion happened on Broadway, which is a reference to the wide gate in the broad way, as found in Matthew 7:13-14, which declares, "Enter ye in at the strait gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat, because strait is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it." So you see, there's a flip side to all this talk about doorways, portals, and gates of men in the underworld, and each individual has a choice. You can choose the straight and narrow gate which leads to life, or you can choose the wide gate and the broad way that leads to death and destruction. The choice is yours. I pray that you choose life. If you have not given your life to the Most High by accepting the blood sacrifice of the Paschal Lamb, Yehoshua HaMashiach, which was shed on the cross as a propitiation for the redemption of sins, the time to do so is now. Amen. Shalom.